Every year, poker players by the thousands storm the main event.
See you at the final table.
And lurking amongst the masses are some of the most feared pros in the game.
I just want to see my name in lights, baby.
Tonight, two of them take center stage.
This is the best news I heard all day.
In recent years, Mike the Mouth Matasso has shined at the main event. He hopes this year to finally take down the title.
I'm going to do something big this World Series. I don't know how to explain it, but something big's going to happen.
In 2005, Joe Hashem came out of nowhere to win the main event in dramatic fashion. But his thirst for glory has never been quenched.
I'm so competitive that I think, can't I just win every time?
Matasso and Hashem, two very different players with very winning results. And welcome to the World Series of Poker presented by Milwaukee's Best Light. I'm Lon McCarron along with Norman Chad as we begin the third of four day one sessions of the main event.
Go get 'em, man.
The faithful flocks have arrived at the Rio once again, many inspired by this man, 2003 main event champ Chris Moneymaker. Chris is joined today by several other top pros, including the always popular Joe Hashem sitting at table 2 today, and the always entertaining Mike the Mouth Matasso at our featured table.
This is now Mike Matasso version 4.0, and I've got to tell you, if this latest new and improved mouth sticks, I like what I see.
Easy pickings.
Mike's surveying his featured table today. More than half of them are main event rookies.
Damn, I'm almost the oldest person at this table. That's so scary. I feel like about 18. I still act about 5.
This will be the last of 55 bracelets to be handed out at the 2008 World Series of Poker. The winner's share of the prize pool, $9.1 million. On the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Cam, Vince Caesar looks down at Jack 10, offsuit. He's from St. Louis.
Caesar's getting married soon. Hopes this can help pay for the wedding. Good luck.
He limps in for 100. Kim Vodka from Osaka, Japan. Ace 4 of hearts.
She is single. I can be.
She calls. Salman Ali, a Miami student. Ace Deuce of Spades. He calls.
He's also single. I have no interest.
Cornell Pizarra from San Jose. Sales and marketing, 9-6 offsuit.
He was born in Romania, and his nickname is Romaniac.
Here's a guy who thinks he's on the internet.
He raises with 9-6. To Matasso now with pocket kings in the small blinds.
Man, you just can't just let him punish you like that. You just gotta put a little power into him, you know?
Raised to 1850.
The Mouth's re-raise should clear out the shoe clerks and crumb bums.
Big blind, Peter Bush folds. Caesar gives it up. Vodka folds, as does Ali.
Mike, maybe I'll get lucky against you.
Maybe.
400 more.
Mike's the one looking lucky here. He got it heads up against the worst hand that was in.
Pizarra, the only one at the table older than Matasso. They go heads up. The flop, 8, deuce, queen, all diamonds. Both players with a flush draw, but Matasso with a better flush draw.
Well, this is even better news for the Mouth because Pizarra might stick around with that flush draw.
And he does call the 1400. Turn card now. Another queen. Matasso earns the check mark with kings up. And he checks.
The Mouth might be worried Pizarra has a queen in his hand. Pizarra is almost 2 years older than Matasso. Maybe Mike respecting his elders.
Pizarra is in sales and marketing. He's going to try to sell it here, 2100. And Matasso quickly calls. River card now is a 9. That pairs Pizarra, but his 2 pair trail Matasso's 2 pair. Mike checks.
What's up?
Kings.
What's that?
Kings.
Kings are good.
Kings are way good.
2 kings are going to be good.
That's what I'm talking about.
Matasso takes the pot.
I have to give him some voice. I told y'all, you're going to give me a lot of chips, and you're going to moan about it.
So off and running is the Mouth as his adventure begins.
Norman, with main event feels so large every year now, who would ever predict a well-known pro to win it all? Yet it seems almost every year at least one big name makes a big run, and a very big mouth is often one of those names.
Indeed, Lon. Mike Matasso has made a deep run at the main event 3 times this decade, in 01, 04, and 05. So if you are handicapping the field, he might be a good mouth to put your money on. Then again, he might just blow up and go out in a blaze of glory. Man, I love the main event.
I'm just here for your entertainment value, boys and girls.
And Mike never disappoints. Out in the field today, the third of our 4 day one sessions. 1,928 players started today. Out there is 6-time bracelet winner TJ Cloutier.
26.
TJ twice runner-up in the main event. It was third another time.
Lately, he's been having trouble getting past day one.
Hell, I had a hand that was named after me, Jack 9.
TJ's had a lot of luck with that Jack 9 over the years and takes the pot with it there. Elsewhere in the field, 2003 main event champ Chris Moneymaker. But Chris is not here alone. He's being observed by Donald Hobbs. Hobbs is a young man whom Moneymaker befriended after Hobbs was seriously injured in a car accident.
Moneymaker has not cashed in the main event since his breakthrough title.
Hobbs is here hoping to pick up some last-minute tips before he plays in the main event in the final session.
Great fuck money.
Also here in the field is main event champ Huck Seed. He won it in 1996, and he's in a hand right now with Chris Miranda. Both players flop trip 7s, but Miranda has top kicker and raised enough to put Huck all in, and Huck calls.
And Huck Seed now is going to need a queen, 3 or 9 to stay alive.
River card is a deuce, and that's it. Huck Seed gone in a flash.
Hard to lay that down when you thought about it.
So Miranda with a big notch on his belt as he knocks off a former world champion.
That was a quick one. What time is it? Anyone know what time it is?
It's 2:45. No one in the place.
Let's check in at table 2 where former main event champ Joe Hashem is playing. First to act, though, on the hand is Spencer Benjafield. He works in the oil and gas fields in England. He's got ace-queen offsuit.
Calls.
He limps in for 100. Hashem with pocket 10s.
5 raises to 500.
Makes it 500 to play. John Muka from Irvine, California with pocket 8s.
Muka owned a hair salon for 30 years, and he's got a nice head of hair.
And he calls.
Maybe he can work on Benjafield's mop.
So 3 players to the flop. Flop is 9-8. Trey Muka with a set of 8s. Benjafield missed that. He's first to act. He checks. Hashem with an overpair to the board.
Hashem says he loves the buzz he feels at the World Series, and he loves to bet this flop, but he's not going to like it.
He does bet 1,500. Muka raises to 3,000. Benjafield says so long. And with his pocket 10s, Hashem raises to 5,000.
A misstep from Hashem.
And with a set of 8s, Muka says re-raise.
Advantage Muka here. He's got more hair and a better hand.
And Hashem calls, so another former world champ in a hole early. We just saw Huck Seed go out. It's a 4 on the turn. Muka's still way ahead.
Check.
Hashem checks.
Come on in.
And Muka pushes.
Oh, cool.
And Hashem makes the call. Oh, my.
I was afraid of.
We were all afraid of it.
Nice hand.
Hashem has Muka covered,
Oh,
but not by much.
This would take most of Hashem's chips away. He can only knock out Muka with a river 10.
River card. Oh! Is a 10! Oh. And Muka is stunned.
Poker champions hit river cards. Hairstylists cut hair.
Wow, Joe Hashem caught a break there.
One time for Joe Hashem.
Wasn't rooting for you, Joe.
Sorry, man.
Muka had his shot, but Hashem got off the hook.
If I ever complain about a bad beat again, just remind me of this.
A world champion suck out.
Hello, beautiful. Oh, yeah.
No one to play with. So play online at partypoker.com. It's fun, it's easy, it's the world's largest poker room.
You folding?
The 2008 World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Life, main event.
Back inside the Rio on the E-Trade Financial Tournament ticker, a reminder of the current chip colors and denominations. All players begin with 20,000 in chips. Among the top pros in the field today, John Jawanda, 3-time bracelet winner. He's in a hand right now with main event rookie, 22-year-old Matt Ross from Liverpool, New York. Jawanda puts out a bet. Ross growls at Jawanda.
I have the same hand as last hand. You win.
Jawan to 12th all-time in World Series cashes, but hasn't won a bracelet since 2003.
Elsewhere, we find Jeff Madsen. He won both his bracelets in 2006. He's in a big hand right now with Ken Liu. Pair of sixes on the flop. Madsen's pocket tens lead Liu's pocket trays. And there's a tray on the turn. Madsen is hurting.
Liu with a full house.
Call it. Call. Let's put that.
Madsen moves all in, though. And a call from Liu.
Wow. And Jeff Madsen sees the bad news. He's all in and well behind. Only a 10 or 6 saves him.
River card is a 6, and Madsen wins it.
I'll take the river.
Poker champions hit river cards. Guys with baseball caps on backwards sit with no chips.
So 6s full of 10s will win the pot for Madsen.
Poker's easy.
Yeah, it might be easy, but it sure is heart-stopping. All right, let's head back over to our featured table where Mike Matasso is in the center ring, and a lot of people around the main event have noticed that Mike looks a little trimmer this year.
Serious, have you been really working out, Mike? Well, I haven't been since the World Series. But you look thinner. I lost 60 pounds. I mean, what do you want?
40 of that was ego.
I want to give you a compliment. You say thank you. I think that's about how it works. How's that? Nah, I'm just kidding. Thank you.
Greg Geller noticed Mike's dramatic weight loss, but that was just the beginning to a whole new outlook on life and poker for the mouth.
Last year, I weighed a lot and didn't like the way I looked. And Ted Forrest just said, "Wow, how fat are you?" And I said, "Well, I just got on the scale yesterday and it said 241. I almost puked." It's hard to believe it. 2001, I weighed 181. And then he goes, "I'll bet you 100,000 you can't get back there." I go, "You got to bet." I started working out real hard.
Man, I feel much better. Oh, this is what exercise does for you.
So I was running an hour cardio a day. Meanwhile, I was just drinking protein shakes. And I mean, I didn't eat a piece of bread for 5 months.
I'm tired, man.
12:01 on June 3rd. I weighed in at 179. Greatest accomplishment of my life.
I got a lot of heart, baby. A lot of heart.
I've been through rough times in my life. I've been through mental hell every which way you could think of. And I can't ever remember anything more mentally torturous than when I'm trying to make that weight loss bet.
Mike's back! Watch out!
Last year, it just dawned on me that I'm always negative. So went out and bought a bunch of books on the power of positive thinking. And when I accomplished that, I knew I was going to have a big World Series.
Yes!
Mike, all I can say is I am incredibly proud to award you your 3rd World Series of Poker.
When you believe in yourself, and you have the confidence, and you believe in the power of positive thinking, it's amazing.
Yeah, the old Mike believed he was the unluckiest player alive. The new Mike, you heard him say it, believes in the power of positive thinking.
I just like the all-around new Mike. I'm happy Mike, skinny Mike, love life Mike.
Song in his heart. And 2 hearts in the pocket, ace-king for Matasso.
Really a 6 structure.
And he limps in. Action folds to Greg Geller from Denver. He flips houses for a living. Ace-jack of diamonds. And he limps in. In the big blind, Kim Vodka looks down at 6-4.
I have to check the paperwork on my marriage.
Checks are option 3 to the flop. And Matasso hits top pair. He's got top kicker. Vodka missed that flop. She checked. Matasso checks with the best hand. Geller hit the ace-2, but his kicker's no good. He bets 300.
Geller likes his aces, understandably.
Vodka folds. And Matasso raises to 7 1/4.
Well, the new Mike doesn't mind check raising.
Geller now with the second best ace comes along. Heads up to the turn. Turn card is a 9 of diamonds, a flush draw now for Geller. Matasso checked.
1,200.
Geller bets it.
Sure, if I'm Geller, I think I have the best hand. That's why me and Geller don't win.
Matasso has the best hand and makes a call. River card is another ace. Trips for both. Matasso gets the check mark with the king kicker, and he checks again. Geller makes it 3,000.
The mouth has to believe it's possible. Geller has ace-queen and has filled up. I wish the new Mike would think out loud like his buddy Daniel Negreanu.
Ooh. You want to hear what goes through that mind?
I also wouldn't mind if the new Mike shaved.
He calls.
No good.
And Matasso takes the pot. Pads his stack with the help of Greg Geller.
Yes!
And the new Mike, steady as he goes, stays on an even keel.
Yeah, Matasso running good so far. Geller came up just short, and the mouth has even more reason to roar.
This is going to be a fun day. I'm just trying to make it through the day.
That's all I want to do.
Welcome back to the Rio. Each year at the main event, we meet many interesting people, hear many interesting news stories, and this year is no different. One such person is Mike Wilson. Mike was born without any arms, but that has not stopped him from living life to the fullest, including playing poker. Right now, Mike is in a hand against top pro and recent bracelet winner J.C. Tran.
Tran won his first WPT title in 2007 and his first World Series bracelet in 2008.
And Wilson will put out a bet of $1,300 to Tran.
J.C. Tran, a no-limit hold'em specialist, one of the best in the game.
All right.
Well, Mike put a little pressure on J.C., and J.C. lays it down, and Mike Wilson wins the pot.
And I've heard of you before.
So Wilson off to a good start. Elsewhere, a man who had a good start and a great finish to the 06 main event, David Einhorn. He finished 18th that year. Einhorn is president of a successful hedge fund and is credited with correctly predicting recent financial trends.
What, he couldn't call me before I bought a house in Las Vegas 3 years ago?
It looks like his business instincts are spot on, and carrying again over to the poker table.
I told you we were going to have some fun today.
Nearby is another player you may remember from 2006.
The cameras are here.
They are here for Dimitri Nobles, the talkative former car salesman from Houston who had a memorable rise and fall in that main event.
So much, man.
I'm going to show you a bluff, too. I'm going to show you a bluff when you fold.
He's in a big hand with Henry Tran right now. Tran moves all in, and he's way ahead.
I think Dimitri would play better with the visor right side up.
Dimitri's going to lose that hand, and Tran will double up through a suddenly silenced Dimitri Nobles.
How do you call that?
Well, that's how you become a champion.
I should have zipped it up for once. You calling anyway? Well, why you take so long, man? You taking life off of me.
Hey, eventually we all die.
So Dimitri loses a chunk of chips. The spectators are shoulder to shoulder here in the Rio Poker Room, many wanting to catch a glimpse of Joe Hashem at table 2. He's in a hand with Torsten Gubel right now after the flop. Both have 2 aces, but Gubel's king kicker gives him the advantage. Turn card is a 7, and that pairs the board. King kicker still plays for Gubel.
Gubel, a software engineer.
That's $2,500 into Hashem. Hashem quickly calls.
The 05 champion in the uncustomary position again, getting his money in bad.
But that queen on the river makes it all good for Hashem. He's got aces and queens and earns the check mark.
Check.
Gubel checks.
Should I bet now?
You got lucky. Why wouldn't you bet now?
I'm almost scared to bet.
Hashem maybe fears Gubel has a 7 in his hand.
I think I have to bet, but I'm scared.
Or perhaps just a little Hollywooding from Joe.
I have to bet, but I'm scared to bet.
Winston Churchill didn't make speeches this long before betting.
2.5.
Bet 2.5.
$2,500.
Call.
And a call from Gubel.
Pass the sugar then.
Ace is up.
Hashem is loving the river today.
How do you guys always have a hand? How do you do it? You always have a hand, not better get lucky with. I can't get lucky all day.
Poker champions hit river cards. Software engineers get lectured.
Hashem's been lucky twice on the river today, a stressful way to get through the main event. Back to the featured table now. 3 players in a hand. Mike Matiso, Roberto Romanello, and Greg Geller. Matiso with pocket 9s. Romanello has pocket jacks. Geller leads them both with 2 kings.
3 big pocket pairs. I smell trouble.
Flop now is ace, jack, king. Geller hit his set of kings. Romanello a set of jacks, and that missed Matiso.
Set over set. Now I really smell trouble.
Matiso does check. Romanello owns a fish and chip shop in Wales, and he checks. And Geller checks.
Geller should have fired away. Too many draws on that board.
Turn card is a 10. Geller still leads with his 3 kings.
But see, someone's got to have Broadway now, don't they? Well, nobody does, but somebody should.
Matiso checked it. Romanello now checks it over to Geller, who leads, and he checks.
Well, I got to get a court order to make this guy bet?
Another 10 on the river. Geller gets the check mark with kings full. Matiso's lucky he didn't hit that 9. He checks. Romanello now will bet. 1,800 with jacks full.
Yeah, bad time for jacks full. Man, you're right, Lon. Pocket jacks are impossible to play.
Geller now, kings full, and a check mark will raise it to 6,000.
Well, you know, now Geller's check looks brilliant. He's got Romanello trapped.
Matiso gets out of the way. Now to Romanello, needs 4,200 to call.
Just don't raise me.
Geller playing games with Romanello.
You sure if I pass? Pardon me? You sure if I pass? No. One time? No.
The only thing preventing Romanello from pushing all in, and I would have yelled at Heidi Ho an hour ago, was that Geller made a big pre-flop raise, so he could have pocket aces or pocket kings. And unless Romanello's going Hollywood on us, he's actually considering mucking his jacks full, which would be an unconscious laydown. I mean, if he lays this down, I'll move to a Franciscan monastery and become head chef.
Okay, I'll show.
Geller trying to move things along.
Is he really thinking of folding this?
Okay.
He does.
No way he folds.
Yeah, he said he would. Let's go. Fold. We're out. Your hand's dead. Let's go.
And shows.
Wow. How do you fold that hand?
Romanello folds jacks full.
Wow.
And that is the player's good instinct moment.
Oh my God. I could never have folded that hand.
Unbelievable.
Nice fold. Wow. Okay, I would never have folded that hand. Okay, I'm not going to lie to you.
I knew I was beat.
That is the fold of the tournament that I've ever seen.
Are there even grocery stores near monasteries?
How do I draw tables with people like this? I mean, there's 72 million idiots out there, and I got to drop guys laying jacks full down and being right.
Romanello may sell fish for a living, but he showed he's not one there.
The Planters Good Instinct moment is brought to you by Planters. Instinctively good.
Poker was once considered a man's game, but that's not the case at the main event.
See, that means I always have a hand.
Where women of all ages come out to show the boys they belong.
Hope to see you in November.
Today in the Rio Poker Room, certainly a big day for the ladies, with many of the top female players in action, like Evelyn Ing.
She is longtime buds with fellow Toronto native Daniel Negreanu.
And Evelyn seems to have a fan nearby.
Boy, she is too high maintenance for me, Lon.
I want a grape.
Oh, she wants a grape.
I used to give my first ex-wife prunes.
All right, elsewhere, we find Cloney Gowan, 9 cashes at the World Series, but yet to cash in the main event.
And ace-3. Ace-3 was the biggest
Cloney knocks out an opponent.
I saw Cloney on Poker After Dark drinking a glass of red wine. Be still my heart.
I hope you're filming me for the next 10 days.
If there's one player in the room today who the ladies owe a debt of gratitude, it is Aussie native Marcia Wagner. Marcia, one of the pioneers for women in poker.
Marcia, a first-class lady. She can play all the games and one of the inaugural inductees into the Women in Poker Hall of Fame this year.
She's been playing in the World Series for 30 years, and she takes down a pot here.
Okay. Big hand for me.
I've had the pleasure of playing with Marcia many times at Hollywood Park in Los Angeles, and she's had the pleasure of taking my chips.
On the E-Trade Financial Tournament ticker, we see that Barbara Freer was the first woman to enter the main event in 1978. In 86, Wendine Eolas the first to cash, and Barbara Enright was the first woman to make a final table in 1995. Back to table 2, Joseph Hashem playing another pot from behind. His pocket sevens are trailing the 2 aces of Spencer Benjafield. After the flop, Benjafield still leads.
I'm all in.
He moves all in.
Whatever Joe Hashem had for breakfast this morning, he doesn't ever want to have again. Every time we look in on him, he's behind in a hand. It's un-Hashem-like.
And after that bet, it might be an uncallable hand. And Hashem does give it up.
Poker champions fold to all-in bets on the flop. Oil workers taking all the chips on the flop.
Nice bet, sir. I'm looking forward to being able to do that myself.
I'm looking forward to busting his all the way back to England. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Easy.
It'll happen.
Temper.
So no luck for Hashem there. Certainly frustrated with the goings-on at table 2. Back to our featured table, and they're still buzzing about that great jacks full laydown by Roberto Romanello.
I tell you, man, this kid gets it. This is Roberto. I'm hiring him. That's right. He is my main man, boys and girls.
I'm your man, Mike.
What do monks eat?
Not much, but you're going to look good in that robe. Pocket 5s for Cornel Pizarra.
Pizarra dreams of opening a poker room in Romania one day.
Limps in for 300. Pocket aces for Matiso.
The mouth keeps getting big hands to play.
Mike reaching for chips. And And the pro will raise it to 14.25.
I should fold the same mic. I call.
I was hoping you might fold two, possibly.
Pizarro's going to call.
But I don't know. I'll let you know in a minute.
Heads up to the flop. And the flop is 9, 6, 5, and Pizarro with a set of fives.
That did not take a minute.
Wow.
Check.
Pizarro checks.
Now, Mikey's not going to like this one.
Pocket aces bets 2,500.
Again, trying to steal Mikey. Raise.
Raise to 6,500.
Got a lot of chips, huh?
I thought we weren't going to play hard against each other.
Oh, no.
I would have checked all the way down.
Pizarro trying to mess with the mouth.
Come on, I'm giving you a lot of information, brother. You should fold that.
All right.
Wow.
There's your information.
Wow.
Matiso's going to raise it enough to put Pizarro all in.
Oh, Mike, you going to knock me out, baby.
Set of fives, all in against Matiso's two aces.
I'm dead. Thought he was on a draw.
Matiso with an early misstep. He preaches patience and picking the right spots to attack.
I didn't think he had a hand that big.
He picked the wrong spot there.
Nice hand.
Thanks.
I could have folded on the flop. I didn't think he was that big.
Turn card now is a 10, no help to Matiso.
Don't matter. Ace. Don't do it, baby.
This could be the hand that sets Mike off. Matiso could only knock out Pizarro with a river ace.
The river card is a queen, and Pizarro wins that hand and doubles up. Started out with pocket fives limping in and wins a 55,000 chip pot.
Big pot for Pizarro, big hit to Matiso.
Can I take a picture of that hand?
A Kodak moment for Pizarro.
That's all right.
I didn't like the flop. But I didn't think he had it.
Who is this tranquil man? Doesn't he realize he lost more than half his chips? Has the mouth lost his bite, or is the blow-up still to come?
The 2008 World Series of Poker, presented by Milwaukee's Best Life, main event.
Welcome back inside the Rio Poker Room, where the massive field is slowly dwindling. Don't worry, Doyle Brunson has not been knocked out. He doesn't even play till the next session.
Somebody must owe him money.
He's actually here just to check on some of his friends. And one of those friends in a hand right now, TJ Cloutier, moved all in, waiting on a decision from Joseph May.
TJ played in the 1959 Rose Bowl. I believe you covered it, Lon.
There's a Jack-9 on the board. Maybe May's worried that TJ has his namesake hand again, the Jack-9.
Take it, man. I just got two kings this time. If you got ace-queen, I got your beat. That's all.
I could sit down next to TJ and listen to him talk for a week and a half.
Did somebody say nice lay down?
Oh, he made all, the more you talk, the more I like my hand.
I played craps together with Bellagio before.
I play craps. Anybody that plays craps, I played with them.
TJ is a big craps player and most certainly remembers watching this man, Archie Karras. Karras is a legendary Vegas poker player and gambler who once ran his bankroll up to $40 million in just 3 years.
Amazingly, it took Archie only 2.5 years to lose it all back.
Karras specialized in playing heads-up poker for huge stakes, and right now he is heads-up against young Peter Trapley from Hungary. He is a World Series of Poker rookie.
Secret agent man, secret.
Archie Karras flopped a set of aces, Trapley a wheel draw. Trapley bet 3,400 and Karras calls.
Just a call from Karras looking to trap the kid.
Turn card now. Turn card is a 4, and Trapley hits his straight. And immediately he checks, trying to trap Karras. Karras bets 7,000 with his set.
Well, we see now how 5 deuce can crack aces. Maybe.
The young Hungarian moves all in. Karras calls for 3,800 more. Sees the bad news.
And Karras now would need to pair the board to knock out Trapley.
River card is a queen, and Trapley will win the hand and double up.
Good play, then. That was a good play.
Now that's how you take a bad beat.
That was a ball. I like that was a good play.
I'm hearing it from the guy.
A lot of them. No, I respect that.
I don't know if you are sarcastic or not.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all.
He's not being sarcastic.
Not whatsoever.
If you knew who he was, you'd understand.
Well, many people may not know who Karras is, but in Las Vegas, Archie is a living legend.
Archie is famous for being like the #1 gambler that there ever was.
I remember backing Stu Younger once playing him, and Archie destroyed him.
I know he beat the late Chip Reese. I know he beat him out of $2 million one day.
I was the best. one-man army. By myself, I got to the top. Anybody came in town, challenged me, I would play them. I don't care who they are, you know, and I beat them all too. And then what happens, they didn't want to play anymore, so I had to play. I had so much action in me. Then I went and started playing dice. When I used to play dice, there'd be lines of people watching me play on the dice table. So I'm betting $1 million a roll all the way through for 3 years. And I ran it up to like over 40 million. That was a lot of money.
He had every $5,000 chip at the horseshoe in his box. Every one that they had. The only thing wrong with Archie was it didn't stop. That wasn't enough.
So I started playing baccarat. I lose over 20 million like in 10 days. That's half of my bankroll. And I end up losing all the money.
He's one of the few guys I've ever seen that has no fear of losing. I mean, money means absolutely nothing to the guy.
A lot of the guys out there in the poker world, they talk about me and I catch them talking. So there's a guy lost 40 million and he's over there playing $5 chips. And I have the guts to do that.
Marvelous thing about Archie, it doesn't seem to bother him at all. So, I mean, he just keeps going.
That's the life of a gambler. I consider myself the king of gamblers because I made it and lost it. And like Frank Sinatra says, I stood tall and took the punches and did it my way.
During his big winning streak, many of Karras' friends advised him to set aside $5 or $10 million and invest it. Archie told him he was a gambler and needed his money to gamble. They don't make him like Archie anymore, though Barry Greenstein says Phil Ivey is trying to catch him.
Back at the feature table, Matiso's still stinging from his big loss to Pizarra.
That's what sucks about no limit hold'em is you make one mistake, you're screwed. I got cocky. See, I admit it. I know when I get cocky. I thought I got the cockiness out of my game, which I have. But I did, just for that hand, I didn't.
Well, he's certainly doing something right this year. Mike won a bracelet and deuce to 7 low ball draw and made a final table in Omaha 8.
On the Milwaukee's Best Light Pocket Camp, Greg Geller looked down at pocket queens. Blinds are up to 150 and 300, and Geller limps in for 300. Matiso, ace queen of diamonds. The old Mike liked to be aggressive, and this Mike does too. 1800. Bush folds. Action folds back to Geller. And Geller re-raises to 6,000.
Boy, there is something in the water today. Matiso and Joe Hashem chasing the amateurs.
Matiso with a suited ace. Strong kicker makes the call. So he and Geller heads up. Flop is 4 king 6. That misses both players. Geller still with a big advantage. He checks. Matiso's gonna push.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
This is either a brilliant, gutsy play, picking up something on his opponent, or it's, ladies and gentlemen, live from Las Vegas, Nevada, the Mike Matiso blowout.
Geller trying to figure out how to play the new Mike. He folds, and Matiso's bluff works.
That's right, baby. Don't worry. That's a steal. Yeah. Steal right there. Yeah. Steal.
That usually catches up to him.
That's right. Steal right here.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
It's been a long time since I threw my whole tourney on the line with nothing. Long time.
The Mike Matiso Show just got renewed.
Mr. Peanut, come here.
You may remember this moment from last year's main event. I'm not sure about Mike Matiso, but certainly Mr. Peanut would like to forget about it.
What's going on, buddy?
I think Mr. Peanut left the business after that and now lives in a honey-roasted retirement village.
I admire the footwork on Mr. Peanut, though. Never got taken down by Matiso.
Anybody see Mr. Peanut around?
You got to tackle him, don't you?
I think I got to at least be nice to him or something.
Mike figuring it's time to earn some karma points. All right, elsewhere in the Rio poker room, Joe Hashem in a hand with Russell Rosenblum over at table 2. Hashem flopped a set of kings. Rosenblum an up and down straight draw. Turn card to come.
Rosenblum 6th in the 2002 main event.
9 of spades and a king high straight for Rosenblum, and he bets it 6,000.
2 big hands again, and Hashem on the short end again. He's got a headache, and he hasn't even seen Rosenblum's cards.
The 3 gives Rosenblum the check mark and misses Hashem. Rosenblum bets 6,000 again.
That bet just begging for a call.
This is so...
This is so what?
Brutal.
Yeah, it is brutal. Now you know how Steve Danneman felt when you flopped a straight on him to win the 05 main event. Ha!
Joe glancing over at his wife, Jeannie, standing nearby.
I'm just meant to be tortured all day, huh?
I'm sorry.
I'm just meant to be tortured. I'm almost 90% certain that he has a 10.
Russell's 100% certain.
Should I call or fold? What does your gut tell you to do?
Hey, 1 spouse per hand.
Joe calls and loses.
Yeah.
2 10s.
You were going far. You were going far. Nice hand. What do you have? You had a pair of 10s. Of course, the straight has to come.
Temper, temper.
It's my day. It's my day, boys. What are you going to do? Nice hand, Russ.
Thanks, Joe.
Nice hand. 2 words you often hear in poker, but they are not the most overused. Those 2 are the subject of this edition of The Nuts.
It annoys me to no end when I hear a guy say, one time for me, please.
One time.
One time.
One time.
One time.
Just one time.
One time.
One time, baby, please.
One time is repugnant.
One time, I'll tell you.
Poker players have short memories as to when they got lucky. They only remember when they got unlucky. So this one time, let them be lucky.
And this like fake bargain with the poker gods. You give it to me this one time and I'll never ask again.
One time.
One time is overused by a few of the wrong people.
Well, Joe Hashem.
Give me one time.
Especially after you just came off winning like the World Championship of Poker.
One time. One time. You know, the words are coming out of my mouth and this voice in the back of my head saying, what did you say? Are you out of your mind, you idiot? It doesn't mean anything. It's just in the heat of the moment, in the heat of competition.
One time in my life. How about like one more time, you lucky SOB?
Never will I say one time again, because I think I've been wrong in saying that. But I will definitely be saying one more time forever.
I like the expression one more time. I wouldn't be married again without it.
Meanwhile, out in the field, there's another player who probably shouldn't say one time. That's Chris Moneymaker. Moneymaker still being closely watched by his friend Donald Hobbs. Moneymaker hooked up in a hand right now with Romanian Christian Tardea. Tardea raised all in with 2 red kings. Action on Moneymaker.
Moneymaker, a benefactor of one time many times over in 2003 when he won the main event.
It's going to cost him almost $11,000 to call. Moneymaker with ace-queen. Chris does make the call, and Tardea with a chance to double up.
10,000. Oh, wow. I didn't think you'd push for something that big.
All the big names playing from behind today.
All right, now the flop, and there's an ace for Moneymaker to take the lead.
One time.
Tardea needs help on the river. He does not get it, and he has been knocked out by Chris Moneymaker.
Poker champions hit flops. Romanians hit the rail.
I'm racing worst.
Yeah, but it still worked out for Moneymaker.
Too, so it doesn't hurt to call. That was ugly. Don't play like that tomorrow. That's not a good strategy.
Do as I say, not as I do, Chris tells young Hobbs. A lucky break for Moneymaker there as he hopes to win it all one more time.
Hello, Mr. Cunningham. Alan, it's a big pot out there, buddy. I'm all in. Don't be scared.
I call.
Only a donkey would make that call.
We play at FullTiltPoker.com.
Welcome back to the Rio as we look down on table 2. Joe Hashem and Russell Rosenblum locking horns again. Hashem flop top pair and leads Rosenblum, who once again has a straight draw on Joe.
Russell bluffed at it. Hashem called him.
Turn card now is a jack, and Russell Rosenblum turned that straight again.
Joe might want to take the next ferry back to Melbourne.
Joe checks it. Russell Rosenblum now.
How much you have left, Joe?
10.
I'm sure Joe loved that question.
Yeah. Russell bets 5.
You are so effing sick. You have no idea how sick you are today. You are so effing sick, mate.
You have no idea how bad I've run for the last 2 years.
You're making up for it today on my time.
You're right. I am. You're right.
Hashem folded.
You're making up for it on my time.
All right about that.
So effing sick today. Unbelievable.
I still think Joe Hashem has to learn to lose a little better.
Hashem has hit a rough patch, but it's been an even tougher day out in the field for Hashem's Australian compatriot Marsha Wagner. The pioneering female pro has been eliminated from the main event.
2 top 20 finishes at the main event, but she goes out on day 1 here.
Well, that's it for this year.
Marsha is beloved here in Las Vegas. All right, over to another table, and we see once again TJ Cloutier is in action. Flop comes out.
All right, let's go for it.
TJ moves all in, and he's
I
called.
like your hand.
All in on 11.
You got ace high. You got 2 aces? Well, there was a pretty good chance he was going to call.
TJ in trouble.
I can catch a queen and a jack.
Yeah, and I can catch cold in the desert.
TJ looking to catch a straight and bust the pocket aces.
Unbelievable. There's the jack, now the queen.
TJ needs the queen.
River card is not a queen.
Good luck, guys.
And TJ Cloutier has been eliminated. His streak of day 1 knockouts unfortunately continues.
If I didn't have to stay with you, Lon, I'd go with TJ right now and listen to him tell me stories.
Elsewhere, Archie Karras is still in the game. The legendary gambler has just called the all-in bet from Blue Ranefeld. Ranefeld looking for help on the river.
40 million Archie had. Most people, when it got down to like 2 million, wouldn't they have stopped?
Ranefeld gets no help. He's been knocked out, and Archie Karras takes that big pot.
If he lost 40 million, there's no way he's going to hang on to those chips.
All in is my best move anyway. It's been I've been doing that for 40 years. So.
Archie, you are one of a kind.
All in.
One of a kind.
All right, from Archie Karras to another one-of-a-kind here in the Rio Poker Room at the featured table. Let's see what the transformed Mr. Matasso is up to.
A lot of bust-outs. A lot of pros busted out already.
Because they play bad.
Daniel busted out yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, he picked up set against set.
Matasso's buddy, Daniel Negreanu, knocked out in an earlier session. And a new player at the table, Dave Pontier, 43 years old, from Las Vegas. He's a website designer, and he's got ace-queen. He raises to 1,000. Matasso with ace-king, another big hand.
The mouth said others have played bad, but I don't know why he would want to risk all those chips on day 1 on a bluff like he did.
He makes the call for 1,000. Peter Bush, king 10 of spades.
Bush has had the same girlfriend for 6 years, Lon. Clock is ticking, my friend.
He calls 3 players to the flop, king 7-8. Matasso and Bush pair their king. Matasso with top kicker, Bush with a flush draw. Pontier almost drawing dead, checked. Matasso bets 2,700. Bush now, a 23-year-old poker pro from Oakdale, New York. He's going to raise it to 7,500. Pontier lays it down.
How deep are you? You in the cover?
Matasso with the kings and the top kicker.
All in.
He's going to move all in.
Ooh, good luck, all in.
Bush would need to put himself at risk to call.
Okay.
And he does.
Ace king.
Matasso involved in another big pot.
Well, this time the mouth gambles correctly. In fact, they both do. And it is a coin flip for a big pot. Bush is all in. Matasso in for most of his chips.
And now the turn card. 4 is no help to Bush.
That's all right. That's all right.
The mouth holding on. Bush needs a 10 or any spade or he is gone.
River card. Jack of clubs.
That's what I'm talking about.
And Matasso takes the pot and eliminates Peter Bush.
The mouth up and down and up again.
Yeah!
Nice.
Now we're back.
Hey,
that's right.
Matasso stayed true to his new philosophy, and the power of positive thinking is paying off, at least on day 1.
Hey, Mike, just think about it. You can double me up again now. Oh, Mikey, you play so friggin' good. One mistake.
Good job, Mikey.
Enough balls to shove with nothing. You didn't play that one perfect. God bless me.
Well, the new Mike is still cocky.
I just like when I play good.
You got a set?
I just like when I play good.
Good end.
I made one mistake, and now I've recovered from it, and it feels good.
A successful day for Mike the Mouth, but not without plenty of sweat. Ooh, another action-packed day 1 session has come to a close. And with it, the hopes of the hundreds of players who busted out. It proved to be a very tough day for many.
It's pretty frustrating for me, seeing I've gone out a lot of times on day one.
But for others, it was a successful first step towards their ultimate goal.
And you guys always have a hand.
Former champ Joe Hashem survived, but it wasn't easy.
I'm just meant to be tortured all day, huh?
While Mike Matusow rebounded.
Yes.
And is now primed for another main event mission.
If I won the World Series, buddy, I'm off into the sunset.
For Norman Chad, I'm Lon McCarran. One more opening session to go from the main event.